You have to know that. So folks, depending on what kind of mind you have, the alteration of substances occur in the body. You have to know that. You shouldn't have an evil heart too easily. When people watching, even though you couldn't think that the positive way, the crooked way of thinking, she's such a bitch. So, our immune system, T lymphocytes, the strength of the T lymphocyte is closely related to our mental state. That effect is very clear now. Back then, immune strength is immune strength. Resistance is resistance. Our minds are the minds. We thought that they go separately, but not at all. Immunology. There is a word called immunology. This is just research for the T lymphocytes and the other white blood cells. That kind of study. But thinking it carefully, it's not enough for the only immunology. What we have to think with, we have to think with our minds. So it calls psychoimmunology or psychoneuroimmunology. Intelligence way of the writing in English, psychoimmunology. Immunology means immunology. Or psychoneuroimmunology or the psychoneuroendocrine immunology. So what does psychoneuroendocrine mean? Psycho is mentality, and the mental signal goes through the neural nerves. Then it affects endocrine hormone production. So it affects T lymphocytes in the end. Folks, don't think too complicated. In the end, we skip the middle, and our minds affects T lymphocytes and genes. T lymphocytes will be vigorous or the turn off. It has a direct impact on this. As you have already learned in the past lectures, our genes are letters. The letters of a base sequence. The letters indicate their meaning. So the genes is letters for the meaning. It responds to the will. So we human beings are obviously the material beings. Meat chunks, protein chunks, the cell message. But how to respond? It responds spiritually. It responds to the will. So it depends on what you say. The response that happen to our bodies are different, right? So human being is a material being. At the same time, it is a spiritual being. That's why it is important for us to trust. So we respond to the good way from the good meaning, and we respond to the bad way from bad meaning, folks. Making it a little clear that the gene responds to the will. A famous Russian scientist named Pavlov, he had the conditional reflex experimented with the dogs, right? I told you last time to ring the bell and give food. The dog doesn't know the meaning of the sound of a bell. Why does he ring the bell? So there is no response to the body. They ring the bell and keep giving the food. And there is a meaning the bell. So after that, just hearing the sound of the bell, the saliva comes out, gastric juice comes out, wagging its tails comes out, endorphin. So it responds good things to the good meanings. But since then, Dr. Pavlov came one day and rang the bell and didn't give anything and left. Then, is he teasing me? And he came the second time and rang the bell and didn't give anything and left. Then the good respond disappears. Then he came the third time and rang the bell, what the dog will, growling. So even though the same the sound of the bells, when it has a good meaning, they will respond a good way. When the meaning changed totally different, endorphin came out and now adrenaline comes out. Now stress hormones come out. Like this, how you respond to the some meaning. This is what determines your the health. You know what I mean? It's having a big definite impact on your genes. You gotta know this. So the T lymphocyte to our entire body, the entire genes, in the particular T lymphocytes have been the big affected by the changes in the brain. Because of this, some the scientists said that antedate the small pieces of brain that circulate in the blood. Saying such a thing between the T lymphocyte and the brain are very close. You know what I mean? A long time ago, a famous Pittsburgh University in the US had this kind of experiment. People who gave up on chemotherapy for those who could no longer be treated, gathering the patients with terminal cancer and treated the active imagination therapy. Let's imagine actively. Because why do they do like that is the T lymphocytes are very sensitive in our brain site. So imagine actively that the cured cancer, then some good phenomenon should be occurred. So gathering 12 cancer patients in the paired up and psychotherapist talks in a quiet place. This is why it is. So let's imagine the possibilities. So first imagine that we are standing on the beach. And let's think that the fish in the sea are the cancer cells and the seagulls are T lymphocytes. Let's imagine that. Now hold your hands, close your eyes, play music like the sea. You can hear the sound of sea and the sound of wave quietly. Then the psychotherapist said, let's imagine. Now we are standing on the beach. Oh, can't see the blue sea. There is white clouds over there, and from the horizon line, the ship is passing by, and the weather is good today. Then the patient's imagine sea. Oh, but there is a sea. There are many the fish. There are like the cancer cells. A little while later, can you see the sound of seagulls? Seagulls are coming from over there. They are your T lymphocytes. It's making more and more the crying of seagulls. Now they are starting to attack the cancer cells. They started to eat them up. Your T lymphocytes are killing the cancer cells in your body. Imagine that. What happened? There has been amazing change. There has been amazing change. Amazing change. What happened a week later? The cancer has shrunk quite a lot. Taking out the T lymphocytes and observe them, they are much more active. Whoa! It looks like we are gonna conquer cancer now. So they started to do the same thing next week too. It doesn't work much the following week. And in the third week, it doesn't work at all. Why? There's a limitation that you couldn't imagine nothing special as something special. You know what I'm saying? So once we imagined it, we would have some sort of the conditions of reflex. You know what I mean? But the patient thinks that go to the hospital again and they imagine seagulls again? What's the same story with? Like a boy who cried wolf. There's a wolf chasing the sheep. What? A wolf? They responded. But they were deceived. Seagulls, whatever you would imagine. The T cell that kill the cancer cells actively and go home. There is nothing that has changed, right? I can't imagine the seagulls at home. Then the T lymphocytes are getting tired. Why? They spend too much money, right? Eventually, what happened? They went bust. When the energy is consumed after that, they won't respond. When making the T lymphocytes keep the responders, you need to hear true things, not a seagull, not an imagine. Listen to this kind of lecture and genes respond to the will. The good, meaning the truth, goodness, and the beauty, the trust, the hope, and the love. They respond to them to the I didn't know this. Then you have to do those basic conditions. So you have to do the healthy diet and do the exercise, right? You have to drink water.